Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be going over a really interesting topic that is really popular right now in the hair salon industry, and it's organic hair color, organic hair products, and the green salon movement. Welcome to Green is the New Black, how to transform your salon and promote your eco-friendly services. My name, for those of you guys who don't know me, is Eric Calderon, and you can reach me via email or look me up on Facebook. I've got about 20 years in the tech industry experience and have been in the professional hair care industry for about 12 years. So a lot of this information comes from a lot of the talking that I've done with salons and stylists and salon owners across the world, as well as from presentations that I've done at some of the hair shows, some of the bigger hair shows in the United States. This webinar is brought to you by Mass Day. You can take a look at them at facebook.com massday haircare or visit us online at massday.com. Mass Day has over 40 years of experience in creating gentler products for the professional beauty industry and actually created sulfate-free shampoo back in 1978. We've been selling no ammonia hair color since 1982 and PPD-free hair color since 2010. So we have a lot of experience in creating gentler products, and we're also not only a brand, but we're a manufacturer, so we know a lot about ingredients as well. Our goal today is to arm you with the information you need to create your own eco-friendly green salon space. How to convert your existing salon into a space that is more eco-friendly. We'll talk about a lot of facts, and you'll hear a little bit of my opinion, but we'll try and keep it to mostly facts on how you can better your salon environment, both for yourself, because you have to be there all the time, and for your clients that come in and visit you. As a goal, we're going to have the goal of using common sense with our environmentalism. And from experience, I've learned that when you apply common sense to a lot of what we're going to talk about, it makes the path a lot easier for what exactly you need to do in your salon. This presentation will be broken down into 3 sections. We'll talk a little bit about research, then we'll talk about the 3 R's of change, and then we'll profile a couple of people who have changed and what the benefits have been for them. So when you start to research what to do for your salon and for your career, there's a lot of different things that you have to take a look at. There's a lot of marketing and advertising out there that advertises, all natural product X or organic hair color product Y. But at the end of the day, when you look into these products, their ingredients might not be the ones that you want to use. They might not have any certifications for what they're saying. So how do you know whether it's true or not? Or one of the most interesting ones is the companies will have certifications on 4 ingredients and claim that the product has the certification. So you really, really have to be careful. And then on top of that, you have to think about the future of your salon and how support and education plays into that and into the growth of your salon. It doesn't have to be so different and so scary to switch a product line to a healthier product line. You just have to make sure that what you're switching to is the real deal and that you'll be able to get the support that you need. Now, when it comes to ingredient research, one of the things that you can do is take the bull by the horns yourself and not necessarily believe everything that anyone is saying to you, whether it be myself or my brand or the brand that you already have or the brand that has organic labeled on the front of their product. You have to do your own research and make apples to apples comparisons on products that are out there. Thankfully now, it's a lot easier to do research like this. You don't have to rely on what's in the trade magazine or what's in the advertisements. You can go online, you can take a look at the ingredients that are in your products or in the products that you're looking um, at carrying, and get third-party information that you have to use to make your decisions with. Now, for the places that we'll talk about in this webinar, and at the end, I'll point you to an article that we've written online that lets you really see more in-depth information on especially on ingredient research and on organic certification. But basically, what you want to think about is uh, how can you get information on specific ingredients that are in the product, right? Um, One of the best places to go, there's two actually, is the Cosmetics Industry Review at ctfa.org and the Environmental Working Group at ewg.org. These two places give you the opportunity to search for ingredients and get back information based on what their studies or studies that they are looking at have shown. At the same time, the FDA is at fda.gov and the European Commission at ec.europa.eu. These two bodies are the ones that actually make the standards for the United States with the FDA and for the European Union with the European Commission. So if you hear someone telling you about, oh, well, that ingredient is, it's not okay to use in Europe, but they use it in the States, a lot of that, not necessarily true. And now you have the ability to go out and take a look and see exactly what the standards are. So no longer do you have to be held to somebody telling you something. You have the information in front of you. Now, we'll talk about the Cosmetics Industry Review first, okay? And the Cosmetics Industry Review is pretty interesting. They've been around for 35 years, and they kind of serve as the mediator between the FDA, or the government, and the cosmetic manufacturers, which are the businesses. And they provide guidance on, what amount of different ingredients is safe to use, what ingredients are quote unquote good or not good for certain applications, what the safe limits are, and they provide that guidance, and then they facilitate the communication between the FDA and the cosmetics industry. Okay, so when you look at, let's say you look up ingredients at the Cosmetic Industry Review, you have to remember uh, this when you're looking at what you're getting back, right? You have to remember that, um, you know, as much as they are trying to be unbiased, which I'm sure they are, could some bias slip in from who they service? Maybe. So you have to be smart about making that educated decision. What's great is that you have it on the other end as well. So the Environmental Working Group back in 2004 launched a database of ingredients called the Skin Deep database. Right now, it has a different name. I think it's called the EWG Cosmetics database. I still call it Skin Deep, and basically, they're on the other end of the spectrum. They work to facilitate understanding of all these ingredients, both from the environmentalist side and the FDA and the businesses, and how to translate all that information to you so that you know what's good or not good to use for your family. At the same time, you have to understand that this organization, as unbiased as they're trying to be as well, could some bias slip in from the the perspective that they're coming from the environmentalist perspective? Definitely. So what happens is by looking at both of these, and doing your research on both of them, you can actually get a very clear picture of what both of these entities think about an ingredient, and then you can make your own educated decision on what you think is okay. Um, you know, On the governmental organization side, it's pretty simple as well. You have the FDA and you have the European Commission, and both of these agencies publish reports on ingredients use, and they publish guidance on how much of an ingredient to use, on whether an ingredient can be used in a country. And little by little, it's becoming easier and easier to weed out what someone says is true and what actually is the rule for cosmetic ingredients. But the big thing that you want to remember is that you have to make your own educated choice of what you want to use. Um, there are programs in different cities and states that offer certifications for salons. Here in California, we don't have one. We actually just recently got one for nail salons. So nail salons can get quote unquote green certification. Hopefully salons will be able to soon as well. But you want to make sure that you check your city and your state government to see if there are certification programs out there so you can qualify for those things as well. Um, what you want to remember is all these certifications and all of these explanations on ingredients, all of them are different. And there is a lot of debate on what the right standard is. And a lot of the things that you could do for your salon to be quote unquote a green salon can be very expensive, and they can be politically charged. So you want to make sure that you really pay attention to what you really need and what you really need to do. And hopefully we'll walk you through that, at least the parts of how to get started today. Um, you know, I looked up some definitions for eco-friendly green salon spaces, and this is kind of what came out. Implement procedures, technology, and practices that are energy and eco-friendly, and lower your carbon footprint to contribute to a healthier planet. Those are all really pretty words, but for most salon owners, they're sitting there going, okay, that's great, but what do I do for my salon? And that's what we want to talk about now, the what. We call this training Green Salon Level 1. So, but it's a very, very simple view of how to start. Okay. Um, when my daughter was in fourth grade, and when my son last year was in fourth grade was the year of recycling, or the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Here in California, I'm not sure if all the schools do it, but the school that my kids went to, they went through this. And what was interesting is I started thinking about all the little things that they were being taught to do, and how that's kind of forgotten when you start doing your own business, when maybe you're running your own salon or your salon suites. But all of this, everything, starts with one person. It starts with you. And so in this example, it's actually going to be me. It's a simple example, but it definitely makes the point how one simple thing that you do wrong makes a big difference. Now, I love Starbucks. On average, an average person visits Starbucks around 10 times a month. A loyal person, a loyal customer to Starbucks will be there 16 times a month. Me, I'm there every day, and sometimes twice a day. I'm there 365 days a year. And I don't even drink coffee. Uh, I drink my drink is a Trenta green tea lemonade. And basically it's a giant Arnold Palmer. It's a 32-ounce Arnold Palmer, and I have it every morning. Comes in a plastic cup that's 7.2 inches tall. And I did all these measurements because I wanted to make a point. For me, going to Starbucks for 1 year, my Trenta cups measure 2,628 inches tall. If I stacked them up on each other, they would go 2,600 inches into the air. Now, what that is my Trenta cups are as tall as a 21-story building. And I've been doing that every year for many, many years. So in the last 18 years, if I stacked my cups on top of each other, I would have created a 175-story skyscraper. What's the common sense to that, right? If I'm getting the drink every day, what would be a way to solve this problem? Really simple. I use a reusable cup. So that's kind of how I want you to think about some of the things that you're doing every day in your salon. And we'll walk through the reduce, reuse, recycle things here on these slides. But I want you to think personally, like, what little things could I do that change the environment for the better? And if you could do those little things and knock them out, they make a big, big difference in your salon environment and in the environment in general. Okay. When we talk about reduce in terms of the salon, some of the things we want to look at are our water, our electricity, and our garbage, right? And some of the things that we can do to reduce water waste is using low flow faucets and low flow toilets, use water efficient washing machines, install water filtration systems for your drinking water instead of having water delivered. Use glass cups and not paper or styrofoam. That helps a lot, and it's a real easy fix. When it comes to electricity, using Energy Star rated equipment is really important. Using sensor lights in rooms and outside can save a lot of electricity. If you like, you can check out solar if you can. Here in California, solar is great. We have sun 320 days a year, and it really does help. You want to look at unplugging your devices at night. Don't leave things charged in, and don't charge something that's already charged, because you are still taking electricity, and that electricity is basically wasted. To reduce paper waste, to reduce waste in general, try to go paperless. There are a lot of systems out there that would actually make it easier for you to do business. Credit card running systems like Square, where you can run your customers' credit cards right on your phone. Great. No more receipts. You hit send receipt as an email, send receipt as a text message. No more paper loss, and your customer has a record for themselves of, they'll never lose that receipt. That receipt's in their email box, or it's in their text messages, and you have an easier way of communicating with your client. A lot of the salon management systems too also have that feature built in. And if you haven't gone to the computer and you're still doing things on older calendar books and things like that, it might be time now to take a look, because a lot of these solutions are much more efficient. Definitely, they've come down in price and are inexpensive, and at the same time, they give you the ability to keep connected with your customer, not just when they're coming in, but you can market to them via email. You can market special services and events for your salon to them, specials that you're having on products, product launches, introductions of new services. It's all there at your fingertips, and it's not causing any waste. No more flyers, no more handing things out. You can go directly to your customer's cell phone. You want to recycle whatever paper you do use and your aluminum products. There are ways. Contact your recycling center, and they will show you how to clean your foils so that you can still recycle your foil products even after they've been used, as long as they're clean. For things that you do use, like if you use office paper, toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, use post-consumer recycled items. That will help with the recycling. And I've talked to many salons that actually compost as well. And if you're into that, definitely take a look. There's a lot that you can do that are very simple steps that in the long run make a big difference. Um, Now, use and reuse, right? And we put these two together because there's a lot that you have to look into. When you are a green salon, right, or an eco-friendly salon, or a quote unquote organic hair salon, you should be providing higher quality products and a higher quality, more environmentally friendly experience and space. Um, you know, we'll talk a little bit about the word organic, but in general, all of these words, when customers are using those kinds of words, what they're looking for are these kinds of things, right? So you have to take a look at what are healthier, gentler products that you can use for your customers. And, with the resources that we talked about a little bit earlier, and our article that you can go and reference and read at your own leisure, uh, you can learn a lot about what are better products for you to use and what are better products for your customers to use, right? You want to use environmentally gentler cleaning products in your salon. LED lighting is amazing. Clean air filtration systems and on-demand water heaters, all things that, everything has a price. And so I don't say go out and do this all at once. Take little steps, all the little things that you can fix them right away. And as you see things getting better, then you can add more and more. There's so much hair that goes to waste. And, that hair can be reused for many, many purposes. Um, if you have virgin hair that's 10 inches or longer, definitely you can donate it to Locks of Loves or Beautiful Lengths. And there are probably many other charities that will take that hair and either make prosthetic wigs for people who need them and can't afford them, or will make those wigs, sell them, and then use the money to help people in need. There are a lot of programs out there. We don't. I'm not endorsing anyone in particular, but you should take a look at. They take a look at these two, and you could do a related search on Google to these two websites, and you can find many, and probably some local to your area. Now, if you have less than 10 inches hair length, so like hair trimmings, um, they can't use them on at these other organizations, but they can be used for other things. Take a look at Clean Wave. So if you do a Google search for Clean Wave, you can see how they're using hair trimmings from hair salons around the country to help with oil spills, right? And you can also use them. I mean, they're absolutely great for hair color education, right? Especially for new stylists. Every haircut, you should be keeping that hair, and you should be trying to figure out how to make hair colors with it. Mix hair colors that you have to make new shades and tones. Um, you know, Use it to see exactly what's going to happen. There is a such a great amount of information out there right now on how to become a great hair colorist, right? And I mean, we have multiple hours of videos that will show you how to get great coverage every single time, how to get super vibrant reds, how to make pastel colors. But there's a difference between just watching a video or reading an article or a book, right? And actually taking hair and actually doing the experiments that they're telling you to do in the videos or articles or books. And it is a lot better to do that on hair trimmings, to make sure that you got it right, to see what's different, to see if maybe what you're looking for can be accomplished by mixing another couple of colors. It opens up an amazing amount of opportunity for you to learn more things. And every day, stylists are throwing this hair away. So that's, if you take nothing else out of this video for your, at least for people who do hair color, right? For all you hair colorists out there, if you take nothing else out of this video, take that, that you should keep all your hair and you should experiment. Every last bottle of color, every last drop that's in a bottle of color, you should use to make sure and learn what else you can accomplish. You know, this one's kind of funny. It would make sense to reuse salon equipment. The other day, I was talking to someone who was really excited about their new green salon space. And it was a really beautiful space and they meant really well. But they went out and bought all new expensive furniture and threw away the old furniture. So didn't recycle the old furniture, just had it hauled away to the dump. And sometimes making those kinds of just split decisions that go the wrong way, they make a difference. So remember, even if you're planning on redoing your space, you can definitely get great vintage salon furniture that you would be reusing. Try to recycle your old furniture. You can sell it, you can donate it, you can do a multitude of things with the old furniture. Just don't let it end up in a dump somewhere. And there's ways that you can reuse a lot of your own furniture as well. So even if you're creating a new environment and a new space, there might be a way to incorporate that. So keep that in mind. Which gets us to recycling. We talked about it a little bit before with office paper and paper products, your newspapers and magazines, your aluminum foil and cans, plastic, your computer ink cartridges. All these things can be recycled, and it's really, really simple. Back in your color room area or in the back of the salon where it's not going to be a mess, you can have little bins and you can just recycle and make it a habit, because at the end of the day, you just have to do it. It isn't that hard. Sometimes it seems tedious, but once you get into a habit of doing it, it becomes a whole lot easier. And that's really what it is. You just have to do it. Start with small steps and do more as you learn how easy it is and how easy it becomes. But you have to start. So even if you only pick, 5 small things to do this week, and next week or in a couple of weeks, you'll have a habit of doing those 5 things and pick 5 more new things that you add on top of it. And slowly but surely, you will get to that space that you were trying to create. Now, a lot of salons are switching their concepts to quote unquote eco or green or organic because that's what customers are looking for, right? They get excited about that organic salon or that green product, or they want to be eco-friendly. And they use these words. And what you have to understand is when these customers are using these words, they actually do have meanings. But in general, what their meaning is, they're looking for gentler, healthier product choices, right? They're looking for products with no sulfates. They're looking for products with no ammonia. They're looking for hair color that doesn't have PPD in it. They don't like parabens. Gluten-free is a big deal. Vegan is a big deal, right? And there are problems, though, when we get into the situation that either the stylist or a manufacturer misrepresents what a product truly is. And there's a big problem with the terms organic and organic hair color. And it's very, very simple. It doesn't have to be that difficult. We have a standard in the United States for organic products. Where it gets confusing is that the people that make the standard for organic products are the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And the USDA has no authorization or certification or anything for cosmetic products. So it leaves a void. Now, there is a rule that says if a cosmetic product can meet the agriculture standards, then they can apply and get and say that they are organic. But they have to meet those standards. And those standards are cut and dry. In order to be 100% organic, All of your ingredients need to be 100% organic ingredients. In order for you to put the word organic on the front of your product legally, then your products should be 95% organic ingredients, right? And for you to say that your product is made with or contains organic ingredients on the front of the bottle, they need to be at least 70% organic ingredients. In California, we have our own act that's out there, the California Organic Products Act. That's referenced in our article that goes along with this. Take a look at the link in the description, and it'll take you to it. But a lot of manufacturers don't follow these standards, and they create a sense of confusion. Now, right now, when it comes to salon products, right, it is very difficult to meet these standards. Can they be met? By some products, yes. By some products, no. Do you see a shampoo out there with that USDA symbol on it, or it says it's 70% organic, or it has certification on the product, then you have an organic product. But is there any permanent color or semi-permanent hair color on the market? We're back. Sorry about that. So, is there any permanent or semi-permanent hair color on the market today that meets these organic standards? No, none. Not a single one. Are there brands out there that put organic system, certifiably organic on their products? Yes. And and it's very deceiving to the stylist, who then in turn repeats that to the consumer, but the product in reality is not organic. Now ask yourself this question. If a hair color has 40 ingredients, it's made up of 40 ingredients, and only 6 of those ingredients make up, or only 6 of those ingredients are certified organic, is that hair color organic? No, it's not. Especially when those 6 ingredients are minuscule in the formula of the hair color. What if they have organic in the name of the company? Is that hair color organic? And that's really one of the ways that companies in the past have gotten away with having that term on their products. They'll say that they are before the laws came into place or the acts came into place, so they should be given a pass. In the end, those things confuse the consumer, and they confuse the stylist. And it ends up being a situation where marketing is really saying that something is quote unquote organic, and the product isn't at all. So, are there any ways to color hair with organic alternatives? Yes, there are. And some of these you may be familiar with, some are not. But you can use henna, you can use indigo, you can use coffees and teas to dye hair. And I actually met a couple of people that have done it. They have also all kind of said the same kinds of things to me. The problems that you have in using these kinds of things for the professional salon are that it's limited in tonal values. There's uncontrollable results. So dyeing it today with this formula might come out one way. Dyeing it with that same formula next time may come out completely different. It's very hard to control. It's very, very, in certain situations, things like indigo may be very dark. Things like henna will be off tone and very orange. Over time, things like henna will coat the hair as well, the hair shaft, and give it a more plastic-like texture. All of these solutions tend to bleed out and fade out a lot faster as well. So sorry, it looks like our presentation is loading again. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Should be coming up soon. If you have any questions on anything here, there is an email in the description below, and you can also reach out to us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/massdayhaircare. Should be loading up in 1 second. And as we were talking, as I mentioned earlier, it's to take a lot of this information and do your own research and do more research. When it comes to organic certification, though, it's kind of cut and dry. Either you can meet the standards or you can't. Sometimes people will say, well, the European standards are a lot stronger than the US standards. And that's actually not true. Um, in reality, the US has, when it comes to the term organic, has the toughest standard of all the certifications out there, especially on products. Now, a lot of companies can use organic ingredients in their product, but that doesn't make their product organic, right? Like we said in the previous example, if you use 6 certified organic ingredients in your product, that doesn't make your product organic when your product has 40 ingredients in it. Common sense guides you. Now, coming back to alternate ways of hair coloring, one of our educators based out of Sweden, her name is Madeline. She's been a hairstylist for 25 years with other brands. And she developed severe allergies over the 25-year period and had to stop coloring hair. And so she loved coloring hair, but she had her issues with her allergies. So she tried teas and coffees and henna and indigo. And her biggest problem was the inconsistency, because here she is, she's running a higher end salon with quote unquote more green or eco ingredients, and she can't guarantee the color result because of how you use those products. So in 2011, she found Mass Day Hair Color, and now she's able to use hair color again. And the reason why is because the ingredients that are in Mass Day Hair Color, she's not allergic to. Does that mean that no one's going to be allergic to Mass Day Hair Color? No, but it just means that everyone's situation is different. And so one of the things that you want to remember when you're running an eco salon is the patch test should be your friend, because most people coming to see you at the beginning, if they're not existing customers, will be customers looking for a solution to a problem that they have. And you just willy-nilly putting any hair color on them because it says organic on the label or it says naturally derived ingredients is not doing anyone a favor. You're putting yourself as a salon at risk, and you're putting that consumer at risk because they actually have a real problem, a real health problem. This is why I think terms like organic hair color system, certifiably organic, 100% naturally derived, all these things, when referencing products that are not organic, are very confusing, very deceptive to both the stylist and the consumer, and can cause everyone a lot of problems. Organic is a buzzword to some manufacturers, right? Oh, If I say it's organic, it'll be popular. People will want to buy it. But in the real world, that buzzword has a meaning to these people that are looking for it. And they may not know about any of the standards. They may not know about what's 100% organic, what's 95% organic, and what's 70% organic. They might not know about USDA symbols or anything. But what they're really looking for are healthier hair, gentler ingredients, and better results. Better than what they're getting right now with the products that they're using. And stylists, what they should really want is healthier hair, gentler ingredients, and better results. And they definitely need something that works. And one of the things that you want to keep in mind when you're doing all this research and when you're trying to cut through all of the marketing, right, is that you use these products 5 to 10 times per day. Your customer comes to see you once every 4 weeks. But you're exposed to all of these chemicals every single day. So you should take the time, take that extra few minutes, that extra hour, that extra few days to research if what you're using is the real deal or not. And if it has organic anywhere in it and it's a hair color, I'm sorry, but it's not. Another educator that we have that's based out of the East Coast, Ginny, also over 25 years experience with other brands. She's a salon owner. She's now a Mass Day educator, and her journey to finding us was very, very interesting as well. And there's a YouTube video with a testimonial from her. It will probably be it's linked in the article that we have linked in the video description. Check that out, and you'll hear firsthand how we made a difference. But I'll paraphrase. After using hair color and bleaches for so many years, she developed some severe allergies to a couple of chemicals that were in bleaches and hair color. And she can no longer do color and highlights. And, for a stylist who loves her craft, telling her she can never do hair color again is a huge, huge deal. So over time, she did research trying to figure out if there was anything that she can do. And she found us. And when she found us, her experience with us, I think, was a little bit different. We gave her not only the ingredients, but the percentages for some of the colors that she would be using. We walked her through a bunch of education for how to use the color. She did a patch test on herself and waited 7 days before she colored any of her customers. She had a 1-year journey to teach her staff and herself how to use the product. And then at a certain point, she decided, okay, I've used it on my clients. I've been around it myself. Now I can dye my own hair. And she was able to dye her own hair again. And now she uses Mass Day hair color, and she doesn't have those same health problems anymore. And this is what is really important, and I hope that all of you get this out of watching this video, is that the most important thing about being a green stylist or being in a green salon or having an organic, eco-friendly salon is the knowledge that you possess and the knowledge and the products that you choose to use. That's why people are coming to you. If they wanted to have their hair color done, they could go to absolutely any hairstylist that had the skill at the same level as you, right? They could find someone. But why they're coming to you specifically, if you're an eco salon, why they first find you is because of the knowledge that you have, the knowledge that you have in the products that you choose to use, and the mission that you have for yourself, your business, and your salon. So don't be the snake oil salesman. Don't just repeat everything that any salesman tells you about the product that you use. Do your research, okay? After you get done with this video, you should go to the article, read the article, and then go visit all the links to all the different sources that are out there and see if what I'm saying is right. I'm very confident in what I'm saying because I have researched it for many, many years. And it's something that I'm so passionate about because I can't stand snake oil salesmen. Don't take shortcuts with your results, with your salon, with your business. If the result you're looking to get is worth anything at all, it's going to take hard work and it's going to take time in order for you to achieve that goal. So, start, like I said, start small, take small steps, but at the same time, always keep moving and know that it's going to be hard work. Now, once you've done this research and once you know what you need to do, you have to figure out how you're going to do it, right? This is what I call the green salon loop. And it really walks you through how to plan, commit, constantly improve, communicate your vision, and evaluate your results so that you make sure that what you're doing is actually making a difference and making a better situation for you, your staff, and your business. The first thing you need to do is you need to plan. As a salon owner and as a stylist, as a member of a team, as a salon itself, you need to write down what you are committed to doing. Take these things that we talked about at the beginning of this presentation and list out, what are you committing to doing this next 2 weeks? What are you committed to doing following forward after that? Every 2 weeks, try and add something that makes it better. You need to create what we call as your own green manifesto, a statement declaring publicly your intentions, your motives, what you think you are going to do. And you need to post that somewhere. Put that up, frame it, put it up next to your cash register so that every time your clients go to checkout, they know what you're all about. Because at the same time, not only will that help customers know what you're about, it'll help keep you accountable for what you say you're going to do. Number 2, you need to commit. You as the salon owner, all of your employees, your contractors, your booth renters, anyone that has anything to do with working inside of that salon needs to sign and adhere to those commitments that you're making. And there should be no exceptions. Because if you let Tammy off the hook because she's kind of difficult to deal with, kind of you don't want to rock the boat with her, then everybody else in the salon sees that you're not serious. So even Tammy has to jump on board. And there are hard decisions that need to be made in these situations. But a green space, an eco-friendly space, an organic salon, it needs to be what you're making it be. Or else you're just not only deceiving your customers, you're deceiving yourselves. So make no exceptions. Everyone has to adhere. Constantly improve. Talk about the efforts that you're making with your staff on a regular basis. Look at where you are, look at the path you're taking, where you're trying to go, and figure out how you guys can all get there together, right? Constantly looking and trying to improve your salon space will make all the difference. Communicate. Promote your green practices in your salon to your customers, to your community, and especially online. And if you get a chance, we have another video that talks about how to promote your green salon online. Definitely check that one out. It talks to a lot of things that you can do, but that's a great place to gather new customers for your business. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are constantly communicating this to your existing customers so that they can tell their friends, to the people in your community so that they know what you do and they can tell their friends, and especially online. Measure what works, okay? Always evaluate. And if something isn't working, modify the plan. Take a look at what the plan is, see what's working, keep those things and make those things stronger. If something is not working, toss it out. and try something else. And then you want to repeat the loop and start planning again and go through that loop one more time. And each time you go through the loop, you'll see that your salon space, your own feeling about being eco-friendly will all start to get stronger and change and really mean something to you. Never stop learning. That's a huge, huge thing. That's why we want you to keep going through that loop. Helena is an educator for us here in the U.S., based in Michigan, and she's got over 40 years experience as a hairstylist. Originally trained in Europe and moved to the United States and started with nothing and has built an amazing life for herself. And she continues to learn every single day. She learns new ways to better herself, new ways to better her staff. And this last year started doing platform work for us at trade shows. And for a long time, it was difficult for her to accept, I think, all that attention. But she has so much knowledge to share and such a warm personality and an openness to learning that it makes her a great, great educator. She found us by wanting to find something healthier. And she did her research and didn't believe just marketing, actually did her research and found a better way for her and her staff. She's constantly pushing herself to learn new trends and new things. And she has a knack for training and teaching new stylists that are coming into the industry. Remember, if you get anything from this at all, well, I hope you get a few things from it. One of them for sure is that you're responsible for what you promise your client and what ingredients you choose to expose yourself to. It's not anybody else's fault. You have to decide what you're going to do. And you are worth the time that it takes to make a proper decision. And proper decisions are made by doing the research. Don't cheat yourself out on something special by just believing what it says on a bottle or in a magazine ad. Do the research. All the tools are out there for you. And remember that your clients, your customers, your staff, they're real people. And these choices that you make have a real impact. You know, your customers are friends, they're parents and grandparents, and they have real lives out there. So when you tell them that a certain product is X, Y, and Z, you better make sure that certain product is X, Y, and Z because you're the expert. You're the one that's teaching them. As business owners and stylists, you're worried about your own health and your work environment. You need to take those steps. Remember, it's your decision. So go ahead, start walking now, and keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, like that old proverb says, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one first step. So take your first steps today and do your research. Thanks for being with us today. If you have any more questions or would like to find out more information, you can check out these two links out there. Definitely take a look at the links that are in the video description below, and we look forward to hearing more from you soon. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.